What is going on, everyone? My name is NoPunIntended, and welcome to coverage of my Week 7 battle for the Minor Pokemon League. If you guys enjoy my Draft League content, then please remember to leave a like or a comment on the video, because that would be nice, and I would appreciate it. Today I have a little treat for you this week of Halloween. It's a meme game on Pokemon Showdown, filled with a bunch of creepy mons with horrifyingly dismal movesets. But it's fine, because we've already clinched playoffs, and my opponent has clinched, well, not making playoffs. Speaking of which, we're taking on Aronskii, coach of the Allendale Arons. It's only fitting that the team we play this week is filled with a bunch of scary mons like Shadow Tag Gothitelle. He also has on his roster a pair of Master Illusionists in Zoroark and Ditto, and they'll certainly pull off a few tricks of their own, should Aronskii allow them to play in this game. But without further ado, let's discuss my team. For this meme game, we have a normal gem Fake Out Acrobatics Zeraora. So once you burn the normal gem on the Fake Out, you get a 110 base power flying move with Zera. Perfect for something like Whimsicott. And I'm actually a bit disappointed. I chose to run Thunder Punch as the final move, because it's Zeraora's third most powerful physical electric type move. But I honestly should have gone Spark in hindsight, Zeraora's fourth most powerful physical electric type move. Well, not much I can change about that, and Thunder Punch still works for what I'm trying to do. Then we move on to my Sun Core. I've run Rain most of the season, and I figure now's a good time for a change of pace. Noivern can set up the Sun, and it'll boost the power of its Flamethrower, as well as let it use Solar Beam to surprise Aronskii's potential Seismitoad Ring. It also activates my Vileplume's Chlorophyll, which is notable because Vileplume is fully physically offensive with Swords Dance and max speed investment, so it could become an offensive terror. Unfortunately, it doesn't get access to very many physical moves, so I settled on Petal Blizzard and Drain Punch. Blizzard for the Toad, and Drain Punch for his Ice types. We have a Defense Curl Rollout Mega Swampert, and I know that for my PCL game I ran the same sort of meme on my Licky Licky, but this one was specifically recommended by my good pal Omega Jolteon, so I stuck with it. Also have Stomping Tantrum in case Aronskii tries to use Protect or something to avoid the increasing rollout damage, and Attract in a volatile attempt to get more consecutive hits off. Rounding out my Week 7 team are two mons that I haven't brought to any other games yet. Starting with Porygon-Z. Oh, by the way, I did pick up a Porygon-Z in free agency for the stretch run. In order to pick it up, I had to drop Pinsir, but considering that against my two potential playoff opponents, I didn't even bring Pinsir against them, it's not a big loss for me. But back to Porygon-Z for a second. A base 90 speed tier fills in a rather large gap between Klefki and Keldeo, and it serves as an alternate special breaker to Keldeo that has many more potential setup options than Keldeo ever did. Fun! This set, however, isn't designed to take any advantage of Porygon-Z's offenses. The goal is to use Conversion to become a Ghost type. After that, I can use the Ghost type version of Curse, which will deal constant damage every turn to one of Aronskii's mons until they switch out. Requires a lot of setup, but it is a meme game, so there is a chance this might actually work, and that'd be amazing. And finally, the other mon that was previously a no-show, Armaldo is running Choice Specs. Not the most exciting set, but Armaldo doesn't have the widest move pool in the world, and this at least gives me a mon that can consistently deal damage by just clicking one attack. And that explains my thought process for constructing my Week 7 team. Let's just head right into the battle against Aronskii, because it's not like I really thought about any of my plays too much. And if I did think about any plays, I'll let you know about it. So I'm going to lead off with my Specs Armaldo. Aronskii leads with his Vanillix, and this is a decently matchup for me, even though Vanillix does get access to steel moves like Flash Cannon. I just decided to lock myself into Ancient Power as he Toxics Armaldo, but the Ancient Power does 86% to the Vanillix. Then he switches into the Alolan Sandslash, and takes 56% from Armaldo's Ancient Power. So, 2 turns into the game, Armaldo's already pretty much going ham. It is losing a bit of health from Toxic, but I'm very happy with the damage output on both of Aronskii's Ice types. However, it's not in my best interest to stay in. I feel like Armaldo still has a bit of use for later in the game, and I can just go into my Mega Swampert, who will resist a presumed Iron Head on my part. However, instead Aronskii doubles into the Seismitoad. That's really fine by me. I go for the Defense Curl in order to initiate my rollout plan, but his Seismitoad carries Grass Knot, and poor Mega Swampert is going to die in one hit without getting off a single attack. I couldn't even get off the Defense Curl, much less the rollout, but it's not that big of a loss. I can just go into my Vileplume here and immediately set up a Swords Dance. He responds by going hard Vanillix, however, it's on the turn that the Hail expires, so if he has Blizzard, he has a 30% chance to miss. Instead, he's going to make a safer play, go for Freeze Dry, and still does 92% to Vileplume. This is why I usually run more defensive Vileplume spreads when I'm in a real game. However, in this case, it isn't going to matter too much. I go straight for the Drain Punch, get a little bit of the HP back, and take the Vanillix down. However, this will give Aronskii an opening to bring back in the Seismitoad, and even though it's 4 times 50 grass, it will be able to outspeed and KO me with some kind of an attack. But I want to preserve Vileplume, so I switch out, and why do I always just throw Zeraora into situations where it probably is going to die? Fortunately, Aronskii just clicks some kind of resisted hidden power. Don't know what type it is, also don't care. Nonetheless, I can go for the Fake Out because it's practically free damage, and he switches into the Alolan Sandslash, but that's fine because normal gem Fake Out into Thunder Punch does KO Sandslash from this range, assuming it's an offensive set. And now Aronskii's going to make a bit of a mistake. He goes into his Ditto trying to copy my Zeraora, but what he failed to realize is that my Zeraora doesn't really have any moves to hit itself. He can hit my Zeraora with Fake Out, sure, but that's actually the strongest attack he can go for here, as my other two damaging moves are Acrobatics, to which he's holding an item, and Thunder Punch, to which I'm immune. However, I am not bound by any such restrictions, as my Zeraora has already consumed this item, so I go for Acrobatics, he brings him a Seismitoad, and it gets 2-hit KO'd. And I didn't expect Acrobatics to do that much damage to Seismitoad. I'm certainly happy that it did, but it wasn't part of my plan when I made my set. I guess that's just what happens when you run Adamant Max Attack on your Zeraora. Anyway, Aronskii goes into a Ditto, but it's not the Ditto because he doesn't transform into my Zeraora. It's very clearly the Zoroark, but I didn't realize that at the time. Instead, I switch into the Vileplume as he goes for Memento. Not good, because now he's going to send in his Gothitelle and try to set up on me. This normally wouldn't be a very good matchup for my Vileplume, and he'd probably just sweep me right here if I was a conventional Vileplume set, but because I have Swords Dance, I can get my attack back up to at least neutral. He can Tickle me a few times to get it back down, but my Swords Dance will always outpace his Tickle just because it's +2, and Tickle only lowers my attack by 1 stage. I'm not about to let this Gothitelle run through my team, so I decide that I need to set up my attack to a certain point to deal some good damage to it, and make sure that he attacks me but he doesn't have too many special attack boosts. So I'm going to get up to +2 with another Swords Dance, as on this turn, I'm going to go for the Petal Blizzard. It deals 49% to Gothitelle, and that's the damage I need. He can KO me with the Psyshock, even through the Pyapa Berry, but Vileplume did what it needed to do, and so I consider it a successful meme. But I only have one physical attacker left, so it's going to be up to Zeraora to bring Gothitelle at least into a range where my special attackers can KO it. I'm going to try to do that by going for Fake Out into Thunder Punch, and the Gothitelle is pretty low, but unfortunately, it's a very bulky mon naturally, so it isn't going to be able to survive my onslaught of attacks and take me out with another Psyshock. And now I'm down to 3 special attackers to tame a Gothitelle if it's at +3 special defense. At the very least, my Noivern does have access to U-turn, even though it has no physical attack investment whatsoever, so the Gothitelle is going to live again. Stupid leftovers came in very clutch for in this game. And I'm now going to have to force him into a very difficult position. He can either choose to kill off my Porygon-Z by going for Psyshock twice in a row, or if he goes for Rest, I can activate my combo. First I go for the conversion to turn Porygon-Z into a ghost, and then I can go for Curse, cut my HP in half, and lay the Curse on him, which will deal 25% residual damage to him at the end of every turn. And I didn't necessarily think about a setup Gothitelle when I made my Porygon-Z set, but it's going to save me from getting reverse swept. And I think it might have been the only possible Porygon-Z set that could stop a setup Gothitelle. And the thing is, the fact that this set worked was a complete accident. But you know what? I am so happy that it worked, because it's probably the craziest individual moveset I have ever come up with. And I know it's a meme game, but I go all out on my meme sets. Don't you ever forget that. But let's wrap this game up. It's a 2-on-2 situation. I go into my Noivern. I'm going to click Flamethrower here, and I know that Aronskii can't rest because the Curse is going to wear him down too fast, even if he does decide to rest. As long as my Noivern lives the incoming Psyshock, which it does at 15%, I'm in a good position because he has to come in with the Ditto and copy my Noivern. And because of my jank moveset, he's forced to lock himself into Flamethrower to have any chance of killing me. So that worked out very well. He does take me out, but now it's going to force a one-on-one between my Armaldo and my Noivern. But all I need to do to clinch the win is survive 2 Flamethrowers as well as a round of toxic damage, which is not guaranteed. So he goes for Flamethrower again, it only deals 29%. I get off the Ancient Power, he's down to 11, he's going to get one more hit off after this, and as long as he does not deal 35% damage or more, we are going to win the game. He goes for the Flamethrower, and he gets the higher roll, but we live on 3, take him out with the Ancient Power, and that is going to be the end of the game. And do I get those pointless celebratory Ancient Power boosts? You bet your ass I do. That is how you end a game of Pokemon Draft League. Definitely GG to Aronskii. Without him, these fancy sets would never have worked the way that they did. But that is going to do it for my Minor PL regular season. We finish at 5-2 with a +9 differential. We have the 3 seed, and next week we're going to play JohnnyGB in a playoff game to determine who plays Sebby for finals. And well, that's really all I got to say about that. But if you enjoyed the video, show your support by leaving a like or a comment on it, subscribe to my channel for more Draft League content in the future, check out Aronskii and the other minor Pokemon League coaches, their channel links are located in the description, and until I see you next time, take care.